In today's fight news, we have updates from upcoming UFC pay-per-views like UFC 311 and 312, 8 new fight announcements, Rizin 49 results, and more. To keep you updated with the fight world, let's start the video from the updates of UFC 311 card. I'm the Indian accent guy and you are on the fight book. Arman Tsarukyan is already in phenomenal shape less than 3 weeks ahead of his rematch with Islam Makhachev. He plans to expose the champ at UFC 311 main event as he believes Makhachev isn't as good as people think he is. I don't know what people think, but I can tell you what his manager Ali Abdulaziz thinks about him. Ali says Islam can beat anyone from 155 to 205, including Alex Pereira, by taking him down and submitting him. Yeah, comment section is open for cursing. Fighting in the co-main event, Merab Dvalishvili admits it's going to be a tough fight against Umar Nurmagomedov but remains confident about beating him. He believes Umar doesn't deserve a chance for the championship opportunity because he didn't earn it like how a real UFC fighter should earn it. Umar gears up to prove his dominance in wrestling as well as striking against the champion. Former champion Luke Rockhold also favors him as he believes that Umar will beat Merab Dvalishvili everywhere at UFC 311. Merab Dvalishvili wants to have 3 title defenses in 4 months if he gets past his toughest challenge in Umar Nurmagomedov. And on the other side, number 7 ranked Henry Cejudo is also set to fight a top-ranked bantamweight in February or March and put his name back into the bantamweight title picture. But Khabib Nurmagomedov believes otherwise and suggests Cejudo to move back down and fight Alexandre Pantoja instead for the flyweight belt. Khabib believes Cejudo is the only big fight for Alexandre Pantoja at flyweight. UFC 311 feature fighter Yuri Prohaska says he wasn't grateful to become a UFC champion and now he wants to become the champ again to be a grateful and humble champion the second time around. He wants to fight for his life in the 3rd meeting with Alex Pereira. His opponent Jamal Hill comes with his excuse number 93 and says he wasn't fully recovered from his Achilles injury. Twitter warrior Hill didn't appreciate comments from Michael Johnson about his recent run-in with Alex Pereira and goes off on the lightweight with the full force of his fingers. Another feature fighter of UFC 311, Renato Moicano, is open to fight Max Holloway for the BMF belt after beating Beneil Dariush on January 18. Middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis, in the comment section of his photo with a shark, trolls Khamzat Chimaev, referring to his upper lip scar, to which Khamzat replied, 2 dead fish in 1 photo. Temba Gorembo revealed that his cousin celebrated his recent loss to Vicente Luque in Zimbabwe and the champ roasted him too on his emotional statement. Former champ Michael Bisping spoke about DDP's rematch at UFC 312 against Sean Strickland and believes it will be a close fight, but when Khamzat Chimaev gets his chance, he will take the title. By the way, one more fight is added on UFC 312 card with Wang Kong returning against Bruna Brazil in a flyweight bout on February 8th. Banger alert for UFC Vegas 102 card as number 10 ranked Kelvin will try to break his 3-fight skid on February 15th against Yusuf Zalal, who is riding an 8-fight win streak. Jacob Malkoun is out of his UFC Vegas 102 bout with Rodolfo Vieira due to injury, so Vieira will now fight the replacement in Andre Petroski. UFC Vegas 103 card also has 3 new additions in it. Number 9 ranked flyweight Steve Erceg will return on March 1st to break his 2-fight skid against Asu Almabayev, who is riding a 17-fight win streak. Another flyweight prospect Joshua Vance says his fight news is coming soon, and Kai Asakura says his next fight could potentially be in May and that he will accept whoever the UFC offers him. Anyway, Nasrat Haqparast versus Esteban Ribovic and Andrea Lee versus JJ Aldrich are also added on UFC Vegas 103 on March 1st. Bruno Ferreira is the new addition on UFC 313 card, where he will fight Armin Petrosyan on March 8th in a middleweight bout. And on the last card of the first quarter, non-Mexican middleweights Kelvin, Gastelum and Joe Pyfee will collide on March 29th at UFC Mexico. Mexico's own Yasmin Horechi is also added on the card to fight Dione Barbosa. Dustin Poirier teases his retirement fight news coming soon via Instagram. Paddy Pimblett talked about Poirier on his YouTube channel and said he would submit Poirier if they fight. In his last video, Paddy had hinted a fight against Michael Chandler, but that now seems nothing more than a coincidence. Chandler is still awaiting for Conor McGregor fight, and he has revealed if Conor doesn't return in the first half of 2025, he will fight someone else. Former champion Eddie Alvarez doesn't believe the UFC will let Conor go out of his contract by fighting his last two fights anytime soon, and Joe Rogan believes Conor McGregor's fighting days are already over. Now let's have a quick look at some of the important fights at Rizin 49 Decade, the only big fight card of the week. Razabali Shaidulloev improved to 13-0 with 13 finishes as he brutally TKO'd Yuta Kubo in round 2. Taisi Sakuraba, son of MMA legend Kazushi Sakuraba, made his fighting debut at the event against a 41-fight veteran and won it by knockout in only 26 seconds. Sakuraba is down to continue the Gracie rivalry by fighting Kron Gracie at his father's grappling promotion Quintet. Rukuya Anpo, who was scheduled to headline Rizin's boxing card against Ryan Garcia, also fought at Rizin Decade after Garcia's pullout. Anpo defeats Sina Karinian via unanimous decision with a few extra punches on the referee's face mid-fight. After Anpo's win, Rizin aired a statement from Ryan Garcia in which Garcia said he will have surgery to fix the injury that forced him to pull out, but guarantees he will still box Rukuya Anpo in 2025. Then Kyoji Horiguchi successfully defended his Rizin flyweight belt, defeating Kazimolo Zulu via unanimous decision. It was a competitive fight early, but despite getting rocked several times, Horiguchi utilized his wrestling in the second half of the fight to secure the win. Horiguchi says he isn't done with the bantamweight division, but the current goal is to become the world's best at flyweight division. He is also open to returning to the UFC. Sean O'Malley, who was in the attendance of Rizin Decade, would love to fight in Japan if the UFC returns there, but isn't too eager to fight under the Japanese rule set because he doesn't want to get kicked in the face after getting taken down. And that's all in this video, as now you are completely up to date with the fight world. Like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't already. Give your thoughts in the comment section and then do whatever you want.